Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome to my introductory class on ratio and proportion. So, in this class, I'll discuss easy problems on ratio and proportions, which you can expect to become in many competitive exams. So, ratio and proportion is very one of the most basic concepts in arithmetic. When we talk about arithmetic, ratio and proportion is one of the concept which is very important also. It's not at all difficult to work on. So let first try to understand the concept of ratio. When we talk about ratio, like the ratio, when I talk about ratio, I can talk about ratio like A by B or A is to B. So when I talk about ratio, ratio is all about, when I talk about ratio, ratio is the comparison between two variables. Ratio is the comparison between two variables. Ratio is the comparison between two variables, where possibly the variables should be represented in same unit. So when we talk about ratio, I can only make comparison between the two variable, where the variable they should be in same unit. They should be in same unit. They should be in same unit, or or they can be in unit which can be comparable, or they can be in unit which can be comparable, which can be comparable. So where you can make comparison. So like you can, so imagine if the ratio is given in kgs. Maybe if I ask you what is the ratio of 10 kg with 20 kg, so you can say the ratio is 1 is to 2. Or I can give you a ratio as 10 kg is to 200 gram. Then also you can establish the ratio, because you know to convert 200 gram into a kg. So because you know to convert 200 gram into a kg, so then also you can make a comparison between them. So I hope you understand. So ratio is all about the relation where you can find out how you can compare two variables, provided they should be in same unit or in a unit which can be comparable, or sorry, it can be convertible. So in a unit which can be convertible. So or in a unit which can be convertible. So because if the unit is convertible, you can make comparison between them. So when we talk about ratio, like if I talk about ratio, here A is called as numerator, here A is called as numerator and B is called as denominator. Okay. While the another name of numerator is antecedent, while the another name of numerator is antecedent, while the another name of denominator is consequent. So with this, you can establish the relation between two variables whenever it is given in the problem. Fine. So you can, solving problems on a ratio is not at all a difficult thing to work on. Like you can see this question, like here, if you see this question, so here if the sum of three numbers is 75 and the ratio is 3 is to 5 is to 7, so what are the number? So one number is 3x, another number is 5x, third number is 7x. You can do like that, no? Then and the sum is 75, so 15x is equal to 75, so the value of x is equal to 5. Okay, so in that way, now 3x, now once you get this, now if x is equal to 5, then 3x would be equal to 15, 5x would be equal to 25, and 7x would be 35. 15, 25 and 35. So solving questions on ratios and all is not at all difficult thing. You can solve it very easily. Now if you see this question number 2, the sum of two number is 120 and they are ratio 5 is to 1. So you can write one number as 5a, another number with a, if you're getting confused. So one number is 5x, the other number is x, their ratio 5 is to 1. Their sum is 120. So 6x is equal to 120. So x is equal to 20. So one number is 20 and the other number, sorry, one number is 20 and the other number is 100. So what is the value of 3a plus 4b? So what is 3a plus 4b? Now here you may get confused. What is a, what is b and all. So you need to understand this. So here the first number is 5x. So this is 100. So this is your a. and the second number is x, that is your 20. This is B. So what is 3 into 100? 300 plus 4 into 20, that is 80. 4 into 20, so the sum is 380. Fine. So it's very easy, you can solve them. Now if you see the question number third, in an election, out of total number of votes, only 70% voted. Suppose the total number of people were 100, total number of people were 100, out of that only 70% voted. So total was suppose 100, and the actually voted, total voted was only 70. 70 people actually voted, and the loser got 20% of total number of votes. So the how much the loser got? Loser got 20% of total number of votes. Means loser got 20. So how much the winner got? So the winner got 50. Fine. So what is the ratio of votes secured by winner? So winner got 50 vote, and the total number of vote cast. Total number of vote cast is 70. So what is the ratio? 5:7. Okay. Going further, find the fraction that bears the same ratio. Now the next question: find the fraction. There's some fraction, maybe a. So whatever the relation a bear with 49 by 43. 49 by 143. So what the relation? What relation a bear with 49 to 143? A is the numerator of that. So whatever the relation a bear with that, the same relation 39 by 77 bear to 9 by 55. Here, so you can do this. So 143 a by 49 is equal to 39 by 6 into 77 into 39 into 55. So now you can solve this. So this is 13 threes are. This is 13 into 11. Okay, this is 3 twos are. Okay, this is 11 fives are. This is 11 sevens are. This is 7 sevens are. So with this, you can find the value of a. 7 fives are 35 divided by 11 twos are 22. That is 35 by 22. You understand? No? So this got cancelled. This got cancelled. So you can find the value of a. That is 7 fives are in numerator and 11 twos are in denominator. Fine. Now next question. You can see this. The ratio of the present age of Mohan to Wasim is 3:11. So the ratio of present age of Mohan to Wasim. Mohan age is suppose 3x. Wasim age is 11x. The ratio of present age of Mohan to Wasim is 3:11. Wasim is 12 years younger than Rehana. So Rehana is 12 years elder to Wasim. So the age of Rehana is 11x plus 12. Now Rehana age after 7 years. So what is the Rehana age after 7 years? So Rehana age after 7 years. Rehana age after 7 years will be 11x plus 12 plus 7. That will be 11x plus 19. That will be the Rehana age after 7 years. So Rehana age after 7 years will be 85. And that is equal to 85. So I can say 11x is equal to 66. So x is equal to 6. So what is the present age of Manoj father? What is the present age of Manoj father, who is 25 years older than Manoj? So x is 6. The Manoj age is 18, and Manoj father is 25 years older to him. So the Manoj father is 43 years of age. Right. So ratios, you can solve it easily. Solving problems on ratios, you will not find it difficult and all. Okay, you can see this. So the sum is sum of 427 is to be divided among A, B, C such that 3 times of A share, and 4 times of B share and 7 times of C share all are equal. Okay, so I can say A is equal to K by 3, B is equal to K by 4, and C is equal to K by 7. And the sum of this, so the sum of K by 3 plus K by 4 plus K by 7, the sum is 427. so you can solve this. So take the LCM. So the LCM of this is V3 into 4 into 7, all are co-prime. So this is 28, this is 21, plus this is 12. All are in the term of K is 427. Sorry, 472, I wrote my mistake. So this is 427. So this is 28 plus 12 is 40. 40 plus 21 is 61. 61K is 427 into 3 into 4 into 7. So this is 61 sevens. So you got this K value. K value is 7 into 3 into 4 into 7. That is K value. So they're asking you the share of C. So K is actually, your K is 7 into 3 into 4 into 7. If I ask you what is K by 7, that is actually C. So that is equal to 3 into 4 into 7. That would be 12 sevens are 84. Then see, next question. Next question is 6 by 11th of a number. 6 by 11th of a number. Suppose the number is A. 6 by 11th of the number is equal to 22% of another number. 22% of another number. So you can write this. Okay. So this is 121 by 300. So 6 by 11th of a number is equal to 22% of second number. Second number is equal to 1/4 of the third number. Okay, and okay, the third number is given to you. No need to do this. The third number is 2400. Second number is 1/4 of that. What is 1/4 of this? So the 1/4 of 2400 is 600. No? So the second number is 600. So the second number is 600. So 121 by 300 into 600. So this value is 2. The first number is 242. Okay, so what is 45% of this number? They're asking you 45% of this. 45% means 50% minus 5. Minus 5%. 50% of this would be 121. Okay, and 5% is 10% of 50%, that is 12.1. Find this value. You'll get 108.9. Okay, so 121 minus 12.1. So 121 minus, so that is 0.9. So then you will get 8. So 10 minus 2, 8. Then that would be 108.9. So the answer is none of these. Then you can see this next concept. If the price of sugar increased by 60%, then by what percent the household should reduce its consumption so that expenditure on the sugar does not increase. So you can remember the concept here. You can remember this concept that whenever in maths, if the product of two variable is constant, so in mathematics, if the product of two variable is constant, then 1 by x increase in one variable will bring 1 by x plus 1 decrease in other variable, or 1 by x decrease in one variable, or 1 by x decrease in one variable will bring 1 by x minus 1 increase in other variable. So this works whenever the product of two variable is constant. So if the product of two variable is constant, means the first variable will be inversely proportional to the other variable. If the product of two variable is constant, then it means both the variables are inversely proportional to each other. So when one variable increases, the other variable decreases. The first variable decreases, then the other variable increases. So under that, remember this relationship. This relationship will work in all such cases, like distance is equal to speed into time, and if distance is constant, then this relationship you can put for speed and time. Then expenditure is equal to price per unit into consumption. Okay, so or you can say area is equal to length into breadth. Any such relation where the product of two variable is constant, or revenue is equal to selling price per unit into sales. So in all such relations in maths, if the product of two variable is constant, then if one variable increase by 1 by x, the other variable will decrease by 1 by x plus 1. Okay, so that the product remain constant. Or if one variable decrease by 1 by x, the other variable will increase by 1 by x minus 1, so that their product remain constant. So if the price of sugar increase by 60%, so if the price of the sugar increase by 60%, price of sugar increase by 60%, so means how much your price increase? Your price increase by 3 by 5. So can I write 3 by 5 as 1 by 5 by 3? Okay, so if the price increase by 1 by x, the consumption will decrease by 1 by x plus 1. So if the price increase by 1 by x, so what is x here? X is here 5 by 3. Okay, so how much your consumption will decrease? Your consumption will decrease by 1 by 5 by 3 plus 1. Okay, so your consumption will decrease by how much? Your consumption will decrease by 1 by 8 by 3. So if your price increase by 1 by 5 by 3, then your consumption will decrease by 3 by 8. 3 by 8 means 37.5%. Your consumption will decrease by 37.5%, so that the product remain constant. The value of 3 by 8, how to get the value of 3 by 8? 3 by 8 is nothing but 4 by 8 minus 1 by 8. So you know that 4 by 8 is 50% and 1 by 8 is 12.5%. You can get the value of 3 by 8, that is equal to 37.5%. So remember this relationship, or there's another formula is there. So you can remember the other formula, that if the product of A into B is constant, then if A increase by R%, then B should decrease by R by 100 plus R into 100%, so that the product remain constant. While if A decrease by R%, then the B should increase by R by 100 minus R into 100%, so that the product remain constant. So if you apply the same formula, that if price increase by 60%, so your consumption should decrease by how much? Your consumption should decrease by 60 by 160 into 100%. So 60 by 160 into 100, that is nothing but 3 by 8 of 100%, that is 37.5%. With this, your product remain constant. I hope you understanding. Or if you don't like all this, you can do with manual calculation. Let the price is 100 and your consumption is 100. So your expenditure would be 10,000. So if your price increase by 60%, so if your price increase by 60%, then your new price is 160. So what is your consumption now? Suppose your consumption now is C, but your expenditure remain the same, no? And here the expenditure remains same. So your expenditure is 160 C, that is equal to 10,000. So what is the value of consumption? So your consumption is equal to 10,000 divided by 160. So what is the value of your consumption? So this is 500 divided by 8. This is 250 divided by 4. That is 125 by 2, or 62.5. So earlier your consumption was 100. Now your consumption becomes 62.5. What is the percentage decrease in consumption? What is the percentage decrease in consumption? So earlier your consumption was 100. Now it becomes 62.5. What is the percentage decrease in consumption? 37.5%. So you do anyway, you will get the same answer. I hope you understood this. Now you can see question number 9. So the last year, the total number of students in the school was 4500. 48% of the total students were female. 48% of total students were female. So 4500. So female were 48%. So 48 means 50 minus 2%. 50 is how much? 2250. That is 50 now. So that is 50% of this. So 2250. So this is 50%. Then 1% of this is 45. So 2% of this would be 90. So 2250 minus 90 if you do. So you will get 2160. So the number of female is 2160. So the number of male would be what? Male would be 52. 52 means you add them, and now here you subtracted it. For 48 you subtracted it. For 52 add them. 0, 6, 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is 14, not 6. So this is 2340. So the male is 2340. Okay. So 48% of total students were female. This year 60 male left the school. 60 male left the school. So if the 60 male left the school means 2280, 2280 number of male. So 40, you subtract 2300 minus 20, 2280. So 60 male left the school. What is the present ratio of male to female? So what is the present ratio to male to female? They're asking you. So the male to female ratio is now 228 by 216. So this is how much? This is 114 divided by 108. This is 57 divided by 54. So 57 divided by 4, 19 threes are 19, 18 threes are 19 is to 18. That is your ratio. So answer is none of these. Now you can see the next question. The average age of men and his son. The average age of men and his son. So the average. Next question, you can see the average age of men and his son is 54. So the total age of men and his son would be 108. Fine. The ratio of the ages is 23:13. So the ratio of the ages is 23:13. So if the man age is 23x, then the son age would be 13x. That is equal to 108. So I can say 36x is equal to 108. So means x is equal to 3. So the man age would be, so they're asking what will be the ratio after 6 years. So the man age is 23 into 3, that is equal to 69. And his son age is 13 into 3, that is 39. So this is the present age. So after 6 years, the man age would be 75 and the son age would be 45. What is the ratio? 5:3. Okay, now you can see the next question. The average age of 3 is 12. If you include the age of the father, the average age of all 4 will become 19. The average age of 3 people may be X, Y, and Z. So divide by 3, you understand average is 12. So the sum of X plus Y plus Z will be equal to 36. Okay, and if you include the father, so if you include the father, suppose father is F, so X plus Y plus Z divide by 4, then it becomes 19. So now F plus X plus Y plus Z, 19 fours is 76. So now you know that X plus Y plus Z is 36. So what is the age of father? So the age of father would be 40. 76 minus 36, you'll get the age of father as 40. Fine. Now you can see the next question. So now you can see the next question. 1 minute. So the average, next question is the average marks in English subject of 24 student is 56. So the total marks would be how much? Total marks would be 24 into 56. And you understand this very easily because when I say average, average is sum divided by number. So if I ask you sum is number into average. So 24 into 56. Okay, so the 24 into 56, what is the total marks? Total marks is 24 into 56 if you want. 5 2s are 10. This is 12. This is 6 2s are 12. 20 plus 12, 32. And this is 24. This is 4 4 3 1 3 4 4. So the total marks is 1344. Okay, so if the marks of 3 students were misread as this of the actual, so out of this 1344, what happened? Out of this 1344, so what is happening? So the if the mark of 3 student was misread as of the actual, so so what would be the correct average? So what you did in 1344, few marks you wrote wrong. These marks were written wrong. So 44 plus 45 plus 61. So their sum is written wrong. So their sum is written wrong. So I'll remove their incorrect sum and of the actual marks, and I'll add the correct sum. So that is 48 plus 59 plus 57, and this I'll divide with the total 24. So this is the calculation, simple. So 1344 minus 45 plus 45 is 90, 90 and minus 1. So this is 80, 89. So this is 89 plus 61. So that is 10, 14, 15. So minus 150, and this plus this is 48 plus 59. This is 17, 1 carry, 9, 10, 107 plus 57. This is 14, 164 plus 164 divided by 24. Actually 1344 plus 14 divided by 24. So how much you will get? 1344, this is 1358 divided by 24. So 1358 divided by 24. So 1358 divided by 24. 24 threes is 72. 24 fours is 96. 24 fives is 120. And 24 fives is 120. So this is 158. Then 24 six 24 24 six I think is 144. So 120 plus 24 is 144. Then 144 plus 24. 144 plus 20 is 160, 168. So 24 sevens is 168. So this will go by 6. So this is 144. So this is 140. So this is 140 means then it will go by 5 something. 120, then 200. It will go by 200, then 8 9. So 56.5, that is the option. One of the option 50, that is the answer. Right. Then you can see the next question. So the next question is like this. So when the mixture X contain 80% chocolate and mixture Y contain 20% chocolate, so you're mixing two things, X and Y. So mixture X contain 80% chocolate and mixture Y contain 20% chocolate. You apply the crisscross method, what you learned in aggregation and mixture chapter. So this two mixture you are mixing. X is 80%, Y is 20%. With the resulted mixture contain 40%. So here you put this is 1, this is 1, this is 40% resultant. You can apply crisscross. So 80 minus 40, this is 40, and 40 minus 20, this is 20. So what is the ratio of X by Y? So the ratio of X by Y is 20 by 40. The ratio of X by Y is 1 by 2. Simple. So this way, if you do, you can do it very easily. Otherwise, if you solve step by step, it unnecessary, it become complicated. So you can apply crisscross method for these kind of question. Now, next question you can see. So now, 1 minute. Next question you can see. A man has 20 liter of mixture in which the ratio so a man has 20 liter mixture in which the ratio of milk to water is 4:1. So milk is how much? Milk to water. Milk is 80%. 4:1. So what is 80% of 20? That is 16. So milk is 16, the water is 4 liter. Okay, you can find, or milk is 4 by 5 of 20. So 4 by 5 of 20, you can find water is 4 liter. If that person add 5 liter of water into this, if the person add 5 liter of water into this, so there will not be any change in milk. The water will become 9 liter and the total was 20 liter. So that will become 25 liter. What is the ratio of water to the milk? What is the ratio of water to the milk? That is 9:16. And now the next thing, the next question is the capacity of the container is 91 liter and initially it contained 7 liter water and 35 liter wine. So initially the capacity initially it contained 7 liter water and 35 liter wine. So now it is only 42 liter fill, but the capacity is for 91 liter. 91 is 13 sevens and 42 is 91 is 13 sevens and 42 is 6 sevens. So 6 sevens. So 13 minus 6. So how much? 13 minus 6 is how much? 8, no? 8 plus 6, no, 7. So how much liters left? 91 minus 42. 49 liters left. So capacity left is how much? Capacity left is how much? 49 liters left. Only 42 liters fill. So still that left is 49 liter. Okay, now water is added and water is added to make it full. So how much you will add water? You will add 49 liter water. Now how much the water will become? 56 liter and wine is still 35 liters. What is the ratio of wine to water? So wine to water they're asking you. Wine is 35, water is 56. So the ratio of wine to water is 5:8. Fine. Now the next question. Now the next question is in what ratio must a grocer mix two varieties of pulses costing 15 and 20 rupees. So pulses 1 and pulses 2, 15 and 20 rupees, so that that mixture will be 16.5. Again apply the crisscross. 16.5 minus 15, this is 1.5. 20 minus 16.5, so that is 3.5. So what is the ratio? So the ratio of pulse 1 by pulse 2, that would be 3.5 by 1.5. The ratio of pulses 1 with pulses 2 is 7:3. Got it right? So this way, if you do the problem, you can solve the problem very easily. So I just try to discuss few basic questions on ratio and proportions, and there I used the application of ratio and proportion, what we use in weightage average. So that question we have tried to do. So solving these questions are not at all difficult. You just need a basic understanding of numbers. With that, you can solve this question very easily. So I hope you have enjoyed this session. So again, there are a lot of other questions also there. I'll discuss this question in the next class. So I hope you learned something from that in this session. The idea of doing this session is to do basic problems on ratio and proportions, alligation and mixture and averages, which can be helpful for you in solving many competitive exam paper. So that was the intention of doing this session. So I hope you enjoyed this session. So if you enjoyed this session, please click on the like button. So it's time to say goodbye to all of you. So thank you everyone. God bless you.